Like Pete said, forward-facing sonar is the here and now. It is I'm gonna say the biggest wave, the biggest advancement probably that I've seen in my professional career for sure. And this will be my 10th year on tour. Most definitely side imaging, down imaging, all that stuff helped us. And Brian gave y'all some great tips in that seminar. That was awesome. I actually picked up a couple things in it myself. But the thing about forward-facing sonar that kind of separates it from those things is we're getting to watch fish's actions in real time. The way they're reacting to our baits. You know, if I throw one color bait in there and that fish swims up to it and then goes the other way, maybe I'm gonna try a different color bait. You know, so that real time translation that we're getting with those fish is very invaluable. It really is. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my experiences with forward-facing sonar and kind of how it kind of has evolved, and I've become really comfortable with it over the past couple of years. So I'm a Lowrance guy. I've been with Lowrance pretty much my whole career. I did leave for a couple of years, went to Ray Marine, came back to Lowrance. And it's just what I'm comfortable with. I love my Lowrances, and I often tell guys, because I get this question a lot, obviously LiveScope was one of the first was the first forward-facing sonar on the market with the LiveScope and all that. And I always tell guys, use what you're confident in. Use what you know. You know, yeah, I'm sponsored by Lowrance and I like them. Scott's sponsored by Lowrance. Brian's sponsored by Humminbird. Use what you know because you're going to have confidence in that. You're going to know how to get around on that particular machine. I've been in buddies' boats that have the LiveScope because I try to keep my eye on everything that's out there on the market. This is my job. And if there was ever something that I thought was costing me, I'd have to go for it. I'd have to leave. I mean, I hate it, but I'd have to leave my spot at Lowrance. I'd just have to, because if it was costing me tournament wins and money in my pocket, I'm going to have what makes me the best on the water. So I went with some of the guys, and I'll be honest, I don't think anybody is seeing anything that the other company is not. I'm being completely honest there. I run Lowrance ActiveTarget on my boat. I've been in buddies' boats that have the Garmin, the new 34 transducer. It's a little bit cleaner picture, but they're still seeing the exact same thing. I will say one thing about the Garmin, it's a little bit harder. It's got more settings to mess around with. I'm a guy that pretty much likes to set my stuff and forget about it. I don't like to mess around with it a ton, and with that Garmin, you got to tweak it, and you got to mess with it a lot to really get it dialed in. The thing I like about my Lowrance the most is, really all that I can mess with is color palette and contrast. And once I get that contrast dialed in and the right color palette that I like, I'm pretty much. Is there range? Yeah, there's range. But I pretty much leave my range, as far as that range goes, I leave it on forward 80 feet and I leave my depth at about 20 feet most of the time. Now, where that differs is if I'm going up north, like say Champlain, and I'm catching fish out of 35 feet of water, I'm gonna set my depth range down there about 40 foot. I wanna be able to see the bottom. I always, if I'm catching fish off the bottom, I wanna be able to see the bottom. But just keep in mind, every time you make a change on that screen, you're changing the way you're seeing the sight picture. So it's going to change the size of those fish, it's going to change the size of your bait, going to change everything. So the more you can keep it the same, I think the better off you're going to be.